Hello. What's up, my love? Good to see you here. What's up, Graham? Ready to get this party started. Talk to me, Natalie. How you been? How have you been enjoying this? Hey guys, we're gonna start a workout in a second, okay? Wait, let me see my volume is up. Yes. Come in, everybody. Come on, everybody. Oi, meu amor. Approve. Hello, ladies. Hi, Anne. Guys, I was getting the class ready for today. I'm so excited for myself too, because it's like we need to keep doing things like that, everyone in our careers, because teaching others really forces us to like level up. It's like because I was like getting down to the nitty-gritty of anatomy and function of muscles and all those things, like, there's so much that I stopped doing. I need to get back on doing on track. So thank you for providing that for me. And talk to me. Are you sore? Chriselle, how are you, my love?
Yeah.
Oh, where? Tell me where.
It's still my quads.
Quads,
They're
quads,
just not happy.
quads are
They're
tough.
just not happy. A little bit of the lower biceps, right at the shoulder where the insertion points are.
Uh-huh. Interesting. That makes me very, very happy. Okay, girls. So here's the deal. We're gonna have, hi Vanessa, we're gonna have somewhat, let me see if I have a chat here, somewhat of a shorter workout today because, oh, the chats keep going from all those days. I just learned something new. So we're gonna have somewhat of a shorter workout today because we have a lot of room to cover as far as nutrition. We're gonna talk about, we're gonna work out core and we're gonna have a nice, I'm not going to say in depth, but very enlightening conversation about nutrition. And I hope I can blow your minds today. Now, ladies, let me see here if we're good to go. Hello, guys. Hello, Instagram. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Yes. Let me admit it here. You know what? I'm just going to bring this with me. So we're going to start on the ground. Say, Nicole in the house. Nicole. Wait, let me grab the mic. I don't know why I put the mic so far away. Testing, testing. Two, one, two. You know what? I could never be a talented singer because I would be such a show off. I would be singing all the time. So, it's a God. God is very wise in the gifts that He gives us all. Ready. Okay, guys. So we're going to get down to the floor. Make sure you have some very nice and comfy mat there for you. As I said on the email, I don't know if you had an opportunity to read the email, but there's so much more to core workout than just crunches. Don't look at my butt. Don't look at my butt. Don't look at my butt. Just kidding. And I know a lot of times when we were thinking about doing core exercise, we're all just thinking crunches, crunches, crunches. Let me see somebody talking to me. Yes. We're just thinking crunches, and crunches are a big part of it. Hey, Juliana. Okay, my cat's ready for some abs. Crunches are a special part of it, an important part of it. But the thing is, we have so many more layers of the core. You don't need to see my face right now. Just kidding. You don't need to see my face because, you need to read my lips. Now, when we're talking about core, here's the thing. I told you in the email we have four main parts of the core that we need to work on. So the rectus is what we most of the times we're working, and it's the pecs. Boom, 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 boom. Is what you see here. That's fine. We all work that. Everybody's doing crunches for dear life. That's okay. We don't need to cover that much. The transverse abdominal is the layer that goes under the rectus. the pecs, under the pecs, we have this structure in our abs that goes like a waist trimmer that most people don't train. Why they don't train? Because it's not like visual, you can't see it, but it's like, I would say is the most important part of the abs because it holds it all together. What's the reason why you're not walking around like this? Because your transverse is holding it all together, or it should, but today we're going to learn how to do that. I mean, it's a little bit of a different exercise. It's more like a breathing exercise than an actual muscular one. But that is so crucial. Like when I started doing this exercise, it's called stomach vacuums. Some of you might have heard of it. My body composition changed because you stop from having like this dilated abdominal to a more tight. And what that is just, it's like really your internal waist trimmer. We're going to learn how to activate that today. Two more parts of abdominal, like a little bit lower, but it's like the serratus. Opa, a child. Sorry, amor. We need to show you. There's this little like chainsaw like structure here. I don't have them very much, but let's just imagine, use imagination right here. And there's the obliques, which is the ones who go down here. You know, the little line got here. Okay, anatomy class is over. Just so you know that when we're doing those ab exercises, we're gonna work all those parts. Super important. Just like when you're working legs, you can't just work the front muscle. You need to work the front, the side, the back part, the little details, because we are one whole being. We can't just keep focusing on bicep. Biceps affects the triceps. Actually, I was watching a documentary yesterday. Marçal, não acredito, diretamente de Brasília, Giza também. Beijo, Brasília. Sorry, folks from Brazil. I was watching a documentary yesterday about the fascia. And if you know anything about the fascia, it's like it makes a whole difference in the body because everything is so connected. Like your pinky toe from your left foot is connected to your right pinky on your hands. It's insane. So that's why for me, it's so important that we understand, hey guys, hey Curtis, hey Ning, to train everything and not just isolated parts. Okay, ready to rumble? Today, because the abs are very isolated, muscle, we're just going to go down straight into it with some stabilization and breathing exercise. Okay, let me push this down so you can see me, I can see you. Okay, first thing, we're going to sit down, right? Crisscross applesauce. I've always wanted to say that and not get it wrong. So what we're going to do is I want you to breathe, but I want you to breathe moving your stomach. You're going to inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth, but I don't want you to inflate and deflate your chest. I want you to inflate and deflate your belly. Okay, so think, the standing, inhale, push the belly out, push the belly in, or pull the belly in. Push the belly out, pull the belly in. You don't need to make funny faces like I am, but it helps. Inhale. Oh, it's so hard. Exhale. Let me see if you can see me closer. Inhale. Exhale. Keep going. Inhale. Exhale. A couple more times. Inhale through your stomach. Exhale. Oh yeah, Adriel. The last one. Inhale. Exhale. Do you notice some movement there on your abs? Things going in and out, inflating, deflating. A lot of us, Nugatti in the house, the Bonagatti. A lot of us, due to high inflammation and due to like just very minimal activation of our abs, we lose our movement here. Also, like especially moms, if they had a C-section or something, like this thing would just be locked in because you're not used to moving it anymore. But we're going to change that today. Now that we brought some movement into it, some heat, we're going to get down to the floor. We're going to start with the crunches, which is the basic, simple. You're probably used to doing that so many times. We're going to teach you how to do it more properly, more effectively. So you can lay down on the floor. Best time. This has been waiting all days for this, right? Lay down on the floor, you're gonna put your feet up. And then instead of just doing the crunches, trying to reach for your toes, what I want you to think is you're going to push your lower back against the floor. So no, it's not just me trying to go up. It's actually me trying to push my lower back down. So when I do that, I create so much a deeper contraction on my core. So go with me. Every time you go up, I want you to exhale. Okay, so inhale coming down, exhale coming up. Shh. Inhale, exhale. Shh. Inhale, exhale as slow as you can. Feel the contraction. Concentrate on pushing your lower back down. If your neck's hurting, no problem. Put your hands behind your head. Ow! Inhale, exhale. I want you to think the least amount of contact with the floor you have from your lower back. You're like going as high as you can, but the goal from your mind is like not go high, but push the floor down. I know I sound like a crazy lady, but trust me, it works. If you're doing this right, you're already feeling it. My stomach is already on fire. Come on, let me see how you're doing. Keep going, keep going. Super important, the breathing, okay? As much as you can coordinate that with the breathing, so much better. Go on, good job. Deep inhale, exhale as you come up. Shh. Ladies, it would be so much easier for you if you get your cameras on so I can see you and give you and coach you. I know there's sometimes you can, sometimes you can't, but don't be shy. We're all amongst friends here. Go on, big push. Give me 2 more. I know I said 5 more 10 reps ago, but bear with me. All right, one last. Perfect. And take a break. How did that feel? Talk to me, and anybody who did it, share your perception on your core activation.
Yeah, understanding, right? Understanding that I am engaging the sides, the just having the vision of what is working, it totally changed. Even it's not as hard and boring as before. I love it. Yeah.
Yes, completely different, right? When you're connected to the actual muscle you're trying to work. Beautiful. That was easy, right? So every crunch that you do, like whether you're doing a bicycle crunch, whether you're doing like your feet on a crunch, I want you to have that vision, pushing your lower back down rather than just trying to go up. Once again, I know I sound like a crazy lady, but trust me, if everybody knew what they're doing, I wouldn't sound that crazy. Now, let's go. We're gonna work on we're gonna let the transverse for last. We're gonna work now on our obliques, so the sides of the core. We have 2 simple exercises for that. We're gonna do first the Russian twist, which is, you're gonna be right here. There's a few versions that you can do. All we're gonna do is a little rotation. So you can start sitting down. You're gonna lean a little further back, and in a controlled way, we're gonna touch one side, touch the other. I know your back's gonna start hurting. If it hurts too much, take a little break, come back. Why is your back hurting? Because your abs are weak. The stronger you can get your abs to be, the less back pain you're gonna feel. Now, what's the difference between doing this and doing this? Well, a lot. You're actually using your muscles instead of just using momentum. So I will challenge you to go as slow as you can. And once it gets easy for you, you can even put your feet up in the air. Oh, oh Lord, why did I do that? So hard. Fight the urge to speed up. Keep it slow. And even my legs are shaky. So proud of you, Andrew. Keep going. I'm done. I need a break. Let's go. Woo! For 5 more. I'm doing this. I swear to God, I'm not playing. It's really, really hard. Ow. When you do them correctly. Ow. And take a break. Shh. Yes. Talk to me, ladies. What did you feel? Feel the sides burning? Feel like also the rectus, the front part of your abs, also being activated? Give me
Yeah,
thumbs
right
up.
down the middle.
Right down the middle, beautiful. The more, and that, like something we talked about the other day about mind muscle connection, right? So, more than just mind muscle is the neuroplasticity of it. I don't know if you're familiar with the concept, but neuroplasticity talks about how can you make it in a simple way, how can you make new brain connections, new neural pathways, new connections between two parts of your brain. So, for example, let's say you haven't been used to activating your obliques in a while. At first, it's going to be hard for you because your brain doesn't quite know how to activate. From your brain to get to send the signal towards that part to contract, let's say it's like this dense forest that it's hard to find a path in the middle. But the more you do it, the more you try, even if you don't feel as much at first, the more you do it, it's like you're clearing that path. It's like you walk one time, it's hard. You walk 2 times on that path, it's a little bit easier. 3, 4, 100 times, the path is clear. That's a neural pathway. That's like a new connection between your brain and another. It doesn't have to be just a muscle contraction. It can be like a new skill that you develop, a new language that you learn. That's a neuroplasticity. That's learning something, teaching your brain how to do something different. So the more you do it, the easier it's gonna get. That's why a lot of times when we learn a new movement or a new exercise, we stop at first because it's so odd for our brains. Like your brain's like rejecting it. It doesn't want to do it. But the more you do it, the easier it will get. Okay. Second exercise for our obliques. We're going to get down now in some planks from your elbows. And we're going to do some hip dips. That is one of my favorite exercises, not only because it's fun, but also, because it works a lot our waistline and it just brings so much mobility to our lower back. So we're going to do, watch me first, because we're going to start from a plank position. So first of all, choose your weights. I don't want to plank here. And I don't want to plank here. The plank should be your body as if you're standing. So I don't want to see any roundness on your back, okay? Keep the same natural curvatures that you have on your back. We're going to keep it on the floor. So it's like if I'm on the floor like this, not tilting forward, not super arched, just straight with the nice little curves that we naturally have on our back. So we're going to get down on that plank. From that position, you're going to touch one side of the hip on the floor, come up, touch the other side. Super slow, yes. The slower, the better. Come with me. Get ready, get ready. Plank, elbows down. Bring that belly button in and control. If you must do it 2 reps and stop and catch up, no problem. I'd rather you do it correctly and not pull any muscles or anything else and stop than to keep doing it super fast and get it injured. Ow! This is great to do first thing in the morning when you wake up and your back is super stiff. Oh, keep going, ladies. Ow. Ooh. Let me look. Good job. And this is the best part of being a teacher and a coach. I know I chose the right career because I can just look. I do a little bit and then I'm just watching and observing. Go for it, baby. Engage your core. All throughout the time, you're pushing your belly button in, or should I say pulling. I have a hard time push and pull, guys. That will never stop. It's Brazilian shenanigans. Ow, give me 4 more. Let's go. 4, 3, ow. 2, ow. You understand now we're doing just a little bit of core exercise, because core work, when done correctly, it's so intense. Wow. Good. Everybody alive still? Now, we're going to need 1 dumbbell, and we're going to lay down on the floor. No less. We have the third muscle group. I'm sorry, not muscle group. Muscle little part of the abs, and then we're gonna go to our transverse, which is my favorite. But now we're gonna work a little bit of the serratus, right here on the side, which this is gonna look like so simple, but if done correctly, it's so effective. You're gonna lay down, feet bent, legs bent. You're gonna hold the dumbbell here at the top, and all you're gonna do is you're gonna push, lift that shoulder as much as you can from the floor, and bring it down. Lift as much as you can, and bring it down. Now, I don't want the movement to come from your back. I want the movement to come from your abs. It's almost like you're trying, there's something pulling you up from your rib cage, okay? Exhale. Inhale. Woo! Go as high as you can. Down. Go exhale. Inhale. Whew. Exhale. Oh, caramba. Go 3 more. And bring it down. Last 2. Right here. Last one. Whew. Man, I haven't done that in such a long time. It's such a little tricky exercise. It kicks my butt. Ready for the other side? Switch it up, and all the other ladies, I know you're all doing. I have faith in you. You know, faith that it's the substance of things not seen. So I'm not looking at you, but I believe you're doing. Go for it. Exhale, coming up. Bring it down and relax. Exhale, go up. As high as you can. Go. Flex is joining us for the workout today. Neem Star, what size dumbbell, please? I'm doing a 10-pound, and it's like pretty significant for me. For men, I would say at least start with the 15 or 20-pound and go up as much as you can handle it for like 10, 15 reps. That's a good way to start. Good job, my friends. Come on, and give me 2 more. Shh. And bring it down. Last one. Shh. And relax. Hi, Flexi. And relax. Good stuff. Man, we have one more exercise. Now it's the breathing exercise. Flexi, I need a break, baby. You want to say hi? Go say hi. You want to say hi? Say hi, baby. We're going to do now a breathing exercise that is to work on the transverse. That exercise, I recommend you, ladies, doing it every single day, like 5 minutes in the morning. Like I said, it's a breathing exercise. We're going to work on our transverse, and that basically is our natural waste streamer to hold everything together, to hold our internal organs where they need to be. That is such a magic trick, and it's so healthy. It improves posture, improves digestion, improves even your cardiovascular capacity. So what we're going to do, we're going to stay sitting down like that. I'm going to be on my knees here. Let me get a pillow because I want to see you closer. But you can stay on your knees. There you go. Now, my days of kneeling on the floor as a punishment when I was young are over. Those are like back in Brazil when I was a little girl. Okay, can you see my abs? Yes. So here's what we're going to do. Sitting down. Thanks, my love. Thank you, Anne. Remember that breathing we did at first? Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. We're going to do 3 breaths like that, as long as you can. So deep inhale through your nose. Try to fill your lungs as much as possible with air. And exhale. 2 more times. Deep inhale. Exhale. On the last one, just observe me, okay? Deep inhale. After the last exhale, I'm going to hold my breath with no air on my lungs. I'm going to pull my belly button in. That's a transverse abdominals workout. That's when you trying to pull your belly button in What do you make with those fibers? Instead of them contracting externally, they get tighter because of the nature of the muscle fibers. When you contract them, you pull them in, they become more attached to each other. So you get that instead of having a dilated abdominal, your core is going to be like activated, more tight, more posture, less back pain. Shall we do it again? Let's go. We're going to do 2 breaths. At the end of the second breath, we're going to hold our stomach in, okay? So deep inhale through your nose, expand your belly. Slow exhale. The slower you can do, the better. One more deep inhale. Super slow exhale through your mouth. Push all the air out, all the air out. Once all the air is out, you're gonna hold your breath and pull it in. The movement you're doing is like you're tightening some jeans, some very tight jeans. You try to pull them up, right? And you breathe when you can't hold it anymore. You get it? It's a little hard to get it first. Don't think you're doing anything wrong. It's extremely like different exercise. Thank you, my love. But it's so good. We're gonna do that very often inside Stronger Than 40. I do those at least once a week because let me tell you, when you don't do it, I don't care how lean you are, your stomach is gonna pop out. And we don't want that, especially women who've had babies. That area gets super, super relaxed or super hard because of a C-section. So you need to just work it better, okay? We're gonna do that one more time, and then we're gonna go to our talk of today. Let's go. Deep breaths, deep inhale. Slow exhale. 2 more breaths, okay? Inhale through your nose. Fill your lungs with air. Exhale through your mouth slowly. Last breath, inhale. And slow exhale, as slow as you can. Through your mouth, push all the air out. Once all the air is out, you're going to bring that belly button in. Don't breathe. Pull it in. Ah. Who was able to do that one? Talk to me. How did you feel? What did you feel? How was the experience? Very different, right?
Yeah, this is Cindy. This has always been a hard breathing for me. For some reason, my body wants to do the reverse. But as I worked through that, it got easier. It doesn't feel natural to push my stomach out on the in-breath.
It does not. Yeah, it doesn't feel natural to me neither, and it's not natural. Because we breathe through our lungs. That is more like a diaphragm type of breath. That's a lot of singers, they practice that. If you're ever singing like choir, I don't know how to say that. You know what I'm saying? You know, a bunch of people singing together.
Choir.
Choir. Okay, so acquire minus the A. I got it now. See, I work with through associations. Acquire, you learn how to do that because it helps you put the right tone on your voice and everything. But it's a diaphragm type of breath. And the reason why we do that is just to start activating the transverse. If you can't do that, if it seems too odd, you can still do your lung breathing. That's fine. It's going to be harder to activate the transverse. But the biggest thing is like being able to hold your breath without air in your lungs. That is the hardest part. And have muscle control in your stomach. But like you said, the more you do it, the easier it gets. The first times I tried to do that, I had to hire a coach to teach me that. Like, I don't know, 6, oh my gosh, time flies. 6, 7 years ago. It's just like when you say in the 90s and you think that's like last decade, no, it's like 30 years ago. But so yeah, my stomach wouldn't even move because I had no control, no connection with my stomach. But as you do it and you do it and you do it and you do it, it becomes so much easier and better. Any other feedback? Any other questions, concerns before we get down to the business? Talk to me, my love.
What if you're feeling it in the back? when you're doing those breathing exercises? Is it normal?
It's not necessarily normal, but like the back and the abdominal are directly connected. A lot of times when you feel back pain, is really weakness on the abs. So when you're pulling that, it's just me. It might be one of the reasons might it's just because everything is like we're talking about the fascia physically connected. Making sure this is tighter, you're pulling from your back. So you might feel a little pull on the muscles because the transverse, it goes all the way. It literally goes around here. So pulling here in the front, you might feel a little muscle pull on the back. It's almost like when you hurt your hamstring because it's directly connected to your butt, you might feel a little bit of pain on your back because hamstring pulls the butt, that pulls the back. Everything is like connected. We're like a little endless Lego doll. Everything pulls the other. So that might be from that. But the more you do it, you might still feel the pull on your back, but it's not from an injury. It's just like you're activating. Basically, what that might be one of the reasons like that makes me think is just extreme tightness on your back from sitting down working too many hours. None of us do that. We all do that. And it's just like you're activating, you're pulling, you're creating a little bit of tension. So it's almost like your core muscles are doing this to your back muscles. Every time you contract, there's a pull, and that's where you feel like the tension or a little bit of the pain. But it wouldn't cause any injury unless it's like a sharp pain, then stop. But if it's just you feel that tension, the pull, that is just like you're waking up those muscles.
Okay. I've had 3 pregnancies in like the past 5 years.
Mhm.
And C-section, all of them. So
It definitely, you see, like it takes time to recover. I've had like clients who they've had C-section like 10 years ago, but they never did the work. So they still feel the numbness, they still feel the extreme tightness and pull. Or even like I've had clients who had plastic surgery, like a tummy tuck. Same thing, like you cut all the layers. So like it takes time for you to awaken those layers and like just make your brain understand. Because when you have a cut, when you have like an incision, what you do is you really everything in our bodies is connected, right? From our brain to all the little nervous cells and sensory and everything. When you cut the part from your brain that is connected to that. And when you sew it together, or like you have a C-section, you open up and you bring the layers back in together. Your brain doesn't know how to activate that area anymore. And that's going to be reactivated through massage, through sensory, like feeling like things reattaching again. And it does take time, and it does depend on like how much effort you put into that, because naturally only a little part of that happens naturally. But the more you're able to do those breathing exercises, I think so much more effective than just doing crunches and all of that. Thank you so much, Anne, for coming. Love you, baby. Good, all good. Ready for action? Just kidding. We just had the action. We're ready for. No, we're getting down to business talking. Where is my thing? Where is my thing? This here. Let me share my screen because we're going to have probably the most important talk of this entire launch workshop masterclass. Got it? Everybody can see my screen? Talk to me now or remain silent forever. Perfect.
Yes.
Thank you, ladies. If you haven't noticed yet, I'm a goofball. I like to have fun. Okay, let's talk about nutrition. And the biggest thing I can tell you, another cliche that works is stop dieting and start eating. I think we've all been so conditioned to say, I'm dieting. And I'm just as guilty of that because in my bodybuilding career, everybody would come and ask me, oh, are you on a diet now? And I just started changing the answers that I started like, I'm not dieting, I'm eating according to my goals. But I thought it was so cool to just say that. But it's true. Like, what is a diet? Some people mean a diet as in they're in a calorie deficit. But I think we should start changing a little bit that perspective into we're not dieting, we're just eating. And I'm a person who primes for health, who primes for like longevity, who primes for, feeling good, not getting inflamed, not feeling any pain, excess pain that I don't need to have. So I'm just eating according to what I believe and according to, who I want to be. And that's it, according to your goals. And coming from another country, coming from Brazil, I've been in this country for 10 plus years now. And the food industry here, it is tricky. And I do understand where the diet culture comes from, but there are ways out. There are ways of eating better, making better choices, and getting out of that food chain of eating packaged foods, everything that is extremely palatable, that keeps making you want to eat more and more and more, not enough. I've already had a binge eating disorder when I left Brazil. That's not something that started here. It started when I was a kid, just being extremely emotionally rewarded with food. My mom cooks very well. So, we're used to actually had a food truck when I was growing up. So there was always so much food in my house, so much food. We always ate so much, me and my brothers and my family, but it was healthy food. Even the crab food, like the sweets, the tree dessert, it was healthy. So I never had a problem with weight until I came to America first time when I was 21 to do an exchange program. And in 7 months, of course, I wasn't eating, ground beef and broccoli when I came here. I was 21. I was eating dollar menus and dollar beers and partying like a rock star. It was all about saving money. I wanted to save money so I could buy stuff, so I could go out. So the mindset was already incorrect. But I gained like 45 to 50 pounds at 21 years old. And I came back to Brazil, not just much bigger than I was. I got back to Brazil at 21 with pre-diabetes. I had to get on metformin. I had pre-obese, obesity status. I don't even remember my BMI, but like everything was off. My hormones were completely off, insulin resistant. So all those beautiful things that come. And, I think that is really what kicked off my binge eating disorder and my very poor relationship with food. Because after that, I went to a nutritionist back in Brazil that she was extremely, very regimental in her things. She didn't know anything about flexible diet, which we're going to talk about this day. I had to eat the same things every day for 30 days until I get my measurement with her again. I saw her once a month. And I was put under very extreme starvation diet. I remember like going to work back then. I used to work in an office, and one of my snacks were like 35 grams of chicken breast. 35 grams is a little more than an ounce. It's like 1.1 ounces, maybe not even. Imagine that being your snack. It was like 35 grams of chicken and 5 almonds. No shit are you going to get a binge eating disorder, because what I did is I used to go get my measurements in with her, get her praise. I'm like, okay. And she's like, okay, I'll send you your diet on Monday. That weekend, I would eat any and everything I saw in front of me. Cookies, chocolate, go to bars and eat all the food. So that developed in me a very poor relationship with food until I think I talked to you guys about in this past few days. 2018, I realized I had a food problem. I had like an addiction to food. And of course, bodybuilding didn't help it. It only made it worse because I kept it under control for certain periods of time. But after that time, I was off. And that made my weight fluctuate constantly, like 30 to 40 pounds in weeks, sometimes in days, 20 pounds in like 10 days. If that's not really healthy. So it took me since 2018 to now, which I just realized is almost 10 years. Oh my gosh, time passes, to heal from that, understand what food is, understand the relationship that we have with dieting, the value that has, and also discover better ways of dieting. And that eating and starvation diets, it helps no one. When I was in my early 30s, my body could get away with it. The mental aspect of it was very hard, but my body could get away with that. Now at 40s, that's a no-no. So what are we going to do here? I got this little image here from Cleveland Clinic, which I thought was so interesting, that talks about, the Ozempic effect. We're not going to go deep into peptides here. I'm super in favor of peptides. I don't advertise them because no, I don't think there's enough research yet, and it's not the time yet. That might become the time, and I think it's a very personal decision. So I don't talk too much about peptides. What I'm going to say is that when you undereat, whether you're dieting under the influence of peptides or not, or just for the sake of like you're not hungry, your appetite is low, what happens is that, come back here. This is what happens. Muscle loss. You get smaller, but you get fatter because being fat and being lean is not necessarily connected to weight, it's connected to your body composition. Your skin starts like getting saggy and saggy. We're going to get saggy skin regardless. Now, if you're lucky and blessed enough to get to an old age, your skin is going to sag. That's just natural. But as much as we can, why not fuel that skin with muscles in a healthy way, in a way that like just keeps producing good hormones for your body, and just like there's a compound that muscles they release when you contract them that are directly connected to dopamine, to endorphins. So that's the thing. We keep trying to eat less and to do more, as we talked about yesterday. And the fact that it does is this right side. I'm not saying that the left side is good neither. We need to figure out a way of like doing and losing weight, not just weight, but losing body fat in a healthy, sustainable weight. Because just under eating doesn't work. I have so many clients who are, once again, talking about no, just rushing and doing so many things. They don't even remember they need to eat. Are they losing weight? They're not. They're actually gaining weight and becoming softer. So the whole goal now is like how to eat according to your goals and to your daily routines. You've probably heard about that under eating makes you fat. I'm going to explain to you guys why now. This is actually 2 graphs I removed I got from my app. I have a smart scale that tells me like all my body composition. I think I shared with you guys too that since last year, since my last competition, I lost about 10 pounds of muscle just by not paying attention to it. Now, mind you, I wanted to downsize. I didn't want to be my stage weight all the time, and because it's just not sustainable. So I was conscious that, okay, I'm going to get a little bit smaller now. I did not expect to lose 10 pounds in less than a year, because those 10 pounds I lost like this, and now I'm just sustaining. Welcome back. And so now I'm just sustaining it. So it was really scary for me. And here at the bottom showing like when I started using that scale April last year, my body fat was 17.7. The lowest I've got was last year, my competition was 13.1. The highest value is 20.5. I'm 20.4 today. So if you take by the measurement of body fat, I am the fattest I've been ever since I got that scale. Why? But I'm also the lowest weight that I've been. When I competed at this stage here, I was 142 pounds at 13.1 body fat. Today, I'm 138 pounds at 20.5%. This is great. I love this, but it's not sustainable. This is more sustainable. Still, I want to push this value more towards 18%. That would be a little bit healthier for me. But all I'm saying is this past year, it's not that I've been under eating necessarily. I've had days where I undereat, days where I overeat, but I've definitely been under eating protein. And I haven't been training as consistently as I had last year. So what happened? This is a proof. Body fat went up because the less muscle you have, the lower your metabolism is going to be. Why does that happen? Fat tissue is a dead tissue. It's just literally a storage. It's a clump of cells that hold nothing but energy. They just sit there. They require nothing. They're just storing energy. Muscle cells are live tissue. Muscle cells, they have lots of blood flow. They require energy to stay alive. They require vitamins. They require nutrients. They require oxygen. So sustaining muscle tissue is so much more expensive to the body than holding fat. That's why the less muscle you have, the less energy you burn. That's why it's a spinning wheel that if you don't eat enough, you're going to lose your muscle. If you lose your muscle, your metabolism is going to drop. You're going to gain more fat, and you're going to keep getting fatter and fatter and eating less and less. That's why you need to kick out of there. How do we do it? Okay, Amanda, do I just start eating 2,000 calories a day? No, that's not how we should do. You can't shock the body like that. The same way that you're now sitting at a maintenance level of calories, if you're not gaining more weight or not losing weight, we need to slowly start increasing your calorie intake so your body also doesn't start depositing more body fat. Anything that you do with your diet, the best way to do it is slowly. Back to the thing we talked about yesterday, we all want results for tomorrow, but those just don't work. I mean, they work, it just don't hold. The best way to do this is slowly but surely. The body has like such a great instinct survival mechanism. It always thinks about survival. It's the brain. The brain always thinks like, what can I do? What are my biggest chances of survival? So anything you hold at the body that's too intense, too crazy, your body's going to fight back. It's almost like you have to sneak in your body. Like, hey, here's 100 calories more. Hey, here's 200 calories more within weeks. And we do the same when you're getting in a calorie deficit. You can't go from 3,000 calories to 1,000 calories in a day. Your body's going to collapse. You need to remove little by little, little by little. And the fix for that, like I said here, eat enough to build, not just to survive. So we need to start understanding how your body works. It's going to be a little confusing at first, a little bit messy. Yes, but trust me, that is the only sustainable way to do it. And I'm with big emphasis on the sustainable. You can drop 15 pounds in 2 weeks. We will be able to sustain that drop? Probably not. Or you can lose 15 pounds in the course of 3 months. We will be able to sustain that weight loss? Most likely, yes. The slower you lose weight, the easier it is for your body to accept that as your new normal. We have something, I'm sorry, I'm digressing. There's just so many things. I said today was going to be a little dense. Our body has something we call body fat setting point, which is your body gets used to the number of fat cells you have and your body fat levels, and it's probably going to stay there. Your body is always trying to get into maintenance mode. Your body doesn't want to keep like going up and down in weight and doing all those things. Your body wants to chill. Like it wants to just like, please let me be. I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to build muscle. I don't want to drop body fat. I just want to sit here. This is comfortable. Because your body's always thinking, how can I save the most amount of energy, right? So your body has this new body fat setting point, which is used to. In order to make your body accept another body fat setting point, the best way to do it is slow. Why is it for me taking a full year and more to go from what I would consider a normal weight, which is last April, to a very low weight, which is unsustainable competition stage, to now what I consider to be a little bit of a high measurement for me because I'm doing it super slow. I could go back to 15% body fat in a month, but then what would happen after is I would probably bounce back to 25% body fat. And that's what I don't want. I want like sustainable. I'm not competing anymore. I don't need to fluctuate like that. Like this is normal life. I can go like slowly and steady. So I'm trying to slowly teach my body how to like, hey, let's drop down the body fat a little bit. Keep the muscle. And yes, ladies, it is slow. You can rush it, but there's always an offset to it. So like I can't put emphasis enough on that. Like you need to be patient with yourselves because it took you a lifetime to get where you're at. It's not going to take 6 weeks to offset that. It's going to take 6 months. And then you're going to get to a point where you're comfortable and you're happy. You're like, oh, what can we do next? Another set of 6 months. But you know what, that thing we also said the other day, if you understand that this is forever and you stop fighting against your body, but you start working with it, everything is going to change. Like your body is not guilty, is not like against you. Your body is just a reflection of things that happen to you. Some were of our choices, some were not. Like I'm going to share here a picture. Is it on the next slide? No. A time that I had mold intoxication. It was horrible. It wasn't my choice. I did nothing to get that. But it happened. It happened for a reason. I had to deal with it. And trust me, I'm healthier today because of that. And I'm a better coach because of that. So whatever life throws at you. I know there's a lot harder things than dealing with mold, but just know that there's a reason, God is good. God is good all the time, even if sometimes it doesn't feel like it. Okay, let's talk about something a little bit more specific that not everybody talks about, which I'm going to try to rush, okay, ladies, because I said it was going to be intense today, but I got too excited with the workout. I blame you because I get too excited. We talked briefly about this. Proteins are not equal. We're not necessarily just trying to, stuff you with protein. We're trying to make sure you get good quality protein. I'm not going to get too technical here about amino acids and anything. If talking about peptides, peptides are nothing but amino acids. They trigger something, a production, something in your body. So that's what peptides are. Protein is also made of amino acids. One amino acid specifically that is super important for what we're trying to do here, which is build muscle and drop body fat, is leucine. And more than just making sure you're eating your whatever grams of protein you need for your day, is I want to make sure each time you do eat protein, you are hitting the minimal amount of leucine you need to trigger what we call muscle protein synthesis, MPS, yes. Because if you're just eating protein for the sake of eating protein, but you're not necessarily worried about the muscle benefit that you're going to have with that, is the same thing that we've been doing with training and just, doing movement for no reason. I want you to pay attention because you're so close. You already know protein is good. Now, okay, let's go the extra mile. If this is not working, what is the extra mile? Is your protein good quality enough? And one thing that I put here on a graph, people always ask me about plant-based nutrition, and I have absolutely nothing against it. I think if you want to be vegetarian, vegan, pescatarian, whatever you want to do based on and how you digest food, because some people digest red meat well, some people don't. It's just how we're born. Like we're all very uniquely different. Some people have very ethical reasons to be vegetarian. I super respect that. I couldn't love animals more, me and my little zoo here. But matter of fact is animal protein does have more good quality amino acids. And what I mean by that is when you're trying to hit that signal for your muscles to grow, to be activated, if you eat animal protein, and here we have whey, which is whey protein, or that powder, whey, milk, casein. Casein is also a milk protein, beef, egg, fish. You need less of it than if you compare to, let's say, eating pea protein right here. And the only thing that's going to affect is on your total calorie intake. Because if I can eat less meat to achieve a certain muscle trigger, that means I'm going to eat less calories on that day. If I'm trying to get the same level of muscle triggers from a pea protein, I'm going to have to eat maybe 4 times more calories. So even though I'm advocating here that most of us undereat it, we need to eat more, there's also a level to this. You can't go, put your calorie intake to 3,000-4,000 calories just because you're eating plant-based protein, because that also will trigger you to increase your body fat production. So it's complicated, kind of, because it's not a straight graph. It's not like this, eat more, lose more, eat less, lose more. It's not like that. It's our graph between body composition, gaining weight, losing weight is more like a curve that goes up and down. And on top of that, that curve changes with months. That curve changes within the month because, we're cyclical beings. So it's basically what requires is a constant, I know it's going to suck, it sucks for me too, trial and error, adapting, adjusting, tracking, figuring out what works now. Because on top of that, hopefully, if we do the right things, your body's going to keep changing. Not just because we're getting older, but your body composition is going to be changing. So the less body fat you have, your basal metabolic rate, which means your energy that you can put inside your body, is going to get decreasing. So that's why it's so tricky. Most people can't figure it out. It's because you're not broken. You're not doing anything wrong necessarily. It's just, it is complicated, and it takes a lifetime of mastery of your own body and your own health to get that. And trust me, it changes all the time. I'm still remastering my own health here. Beijo, meu amor. I didn't see. My amor, he said he's gonna catch a flight. He's coming here. Okay, focus, Amanda. Focus, focus. Next. It's not what you eat, it's what you can absorb. This is a picture that I said I was dealing with mold. Um, that was back in 2020, mold and COVID all at once. So what happened is that I was under extreme inflammation in my body, and it manifested all over on my skin, on my digestion, on my joints, on my muscles, on my cognitive functions. What happened in there? I was gonna post a picture when I was in the hospital, but I didn't want to gross you out too much. But I had a severe like inflammation on my intestines, and I had to be taken to the. I should have been taken to the hospital, but I had to drive myself there to the ER because the inflammation was so strong I couldn't absorb any nutrients. I was trying to eat the healthiest diet because I already knew I was dealing with that mold. It just wasn't absorbing, so it got stuck there. Trust me, you don't want to know. It's as gross as you can think it is. So, but back to what we were talking about on day one about cortisol, we need to chill the F out again, especially when we're eating. And, if I can tell you another time when we need to chill is before bedtime, so we can have a good recovery, good sleep, good reset on our system. But, and that comes in many ways, like when you talk about nutrition, which said like, if we don't have 5 minutes to eat, what are we doing with our lives, right? That sentence really impacted me. But also little old manners we used to have at the table that we don't have anymore. When you're eating, think about when you eat, how you eat when you're at a restaurant, with friends. You take your time, you're not rushing. You take a bite, you put the fork down, you chew, you talk, maybe you have a little sip of water or wine or tequila, whatever. You chew again, you try something else. When we're eating at home, it's like literally a speed racer. So just those things, they help you have a better digestion, better absorption of your nutrients. Therefore, you can actually make that food work for you instead of against you. Ta-ta-ta! Now back to fast forward many years later, struggling with food. The win is flexible dieting. It is understanding how food works, understanding what are macronutrients, protein, carbs, and fat, and alcohol, and understanding how to fit your favorite foods within your daily routine. I think we talked briefly about that yesterday. Is why is it that most of the times we fail on our diet is because we're eating foods that we don't like. That same nutritionist that I went when I first came back from Brazil for my exchange program, she had me eating tilapia, and I hate fish. Like I'm not used to eating fish. I'm a cow person. I was born and raised with red meat. So I was like, every time I used to eat fish, I forced myself to because I was no young and dumb. I didn't know better. But like, that's not my favorite. My favorite are champagne and cookies. Can I have those every day? No, I cannot. That's not sustainable with my goals, but I can have them once a week, once every couple of weeks, depending on how my life is. And it doesn't ruin my diet. It doesn't spoil my diet. It's just knowing the caloric value of foods, knowing when to allocate them, and also understanding that when you do decide to eat those things and have like a refeed meal or a cheat meal, like a lot of people talk, do it guilt free. Like you can't be eating those cookies and already thinking you're a failure or like, oh, my diet's over. Oh, that's it. I failed again. No, own your choices. Okay, I'm eating this. I know it's going to offset me a little bit, but that's okay. Because at the same time, the mental gain that I'm going to have with this, so much superior. And understand that our body needs those little breaks. So back to the thing we're going to talk about, the founding members benefit that we're going to do next Monday is we're going to have a full hour of set up session where we're going to go over your favorite foods, your meal times, the foods that you absolutely hate that we're not going to put on your list, how to allocate all those foods on each meal according to the macros you need to make sure it functions on your day to day, and make sure that your diet is something you love. Then that's it. You'll never be on a diet again. And we're going to start changing that perception. People are going to ask you, are you on a diet? No, this is just how I eat. And it's healthy and it's sustainable and it's delicious. So that's it. More food for you because food is amazing. Food is amazing. Stop dieting, start eating. And this is our The Nutrition Insider Struggle in 40. You've seen this. I can't believe I'm going to finish in time. Ah, I deserve an award. This is where you're going to get insider membership. I told you before. So fresh training every month. What we're going to do is every once a month, I go to a gym, this beautiful gym here, and I record 4 weeks worth of training for you. What we do is you're going to do that same training for 4 weeks, but each week you're going to start increase the weight. So that means you keep pushing the results on those muscles. And every 4 weeks you have a new training, full new training program. And all of those are based for fat loss, muscle building, better mobility, better posture, deep core activation, all those things that we need that we talked about yesterday. You're going to have all those conversations that we have that, like I said, I don't want you to just, be a copycat and just follow what I do. I want you to understand you need to be your first expert in your own health, in your own body, in what you're feeling. So I need you to start being curious about yourself, about your health, about how things work. What are you feeling? Like Natalie said, I feel my back. Is that okay? Like, this is genius. Like, don't ignore the signals that your body sends to you. Our body talks to us. It's so important that you understand. So we're going to keep going through that. Like, if you're feeling your back, what does that mean? Or I wake up or I'm doing some squats and I get a little dizzy. Is that okay? No, it's not okay. It might be, but mostly not. So all those little things that I'm going to do some short videos and we're going to have like a full video library of healthy nuggets for us. We're going to have our live coaching. So every Monday at this time, we're going to do a workout together. But actually, as we build this community together, like I said, I'm going to build this with you. We're going to open like a few voting hours. So let's say this time really doesn't work for most of us inside. Amanda, can we do 9 a.m.? Okay, let's try 9 a.m. and see how that works. So this is us, girls, This is not somebody you don't know building something. We're going to build this together because that's the only way it's going to be effective. Of course, you're going to have access to all the replays, all the nutrition, scientific background you need, all the different tendencies. We're also going to have the Q&A calls once a month. We're going to have a full call, just Q&A, talking about different topics and all the mindset modules and the community, of course. And all of that, I fixed the website, and thank you. All of that, like I said, the founding members locked in for life, as long as I'm doing this, hopefully for at least 40 more years. Yes. Gonna be $197 a month. And that is like, you can cancel anytime, month to month, or you can do the annual plan, paid in full, $19.97. Different in those numbers. We're going to go those numbers up next week. This is just for us. I want to give you as a present. You've been here faithfully all these weeks, and everybody that's on my list getting there. I have some girls from like Europe and from Australia couldn't be on the call. So this is for all of us who are on the list for Amanda Lifestyle. Please rush because that price will go up on Monday. I'm going to share the link, the website here with you, so you can go in there and register. We're going to start fresh. How can I say? Let me get here because Anne told me my website wasn't working. Isn't it amazing to have good friends who have your back? But I'm gonna type in here the correct website for you. So we're gonna start fresh on Monday. Can you see my screen, or are you still seeing the presentation?
I see you. I see you.
Just seeing the presentation.
Oh, good, because you don't want to see what's on my screen. Just kidding. Just kidding. I was just doing research for us for a call. Okay, my loves, this is it. Get on the website. If you have any questions, of course, you know where to find me. Talk to me, DM me, email me. We're going to be talking all this week. I'm going to be sending you some more information about this. As I said, we start fresh on Monday, fresh new workout, fresh new modules. The community is going to be open, up and running. And that's it. I want you to start taking care of your health in a more sustainable, effective way. And I don't want you to think this is a quick fix, because it's not, but it is effective, and it's going to change the way you see your health, change the way you see your body, change the way you see all this that we've been doing. And I want you to understand that it is possible for you. It is not something for other people, for people who've always been fit their lives. No, it is possible for anybody who's willing to work on it. Shoot me up with your questions and comments and whatever it is that you want.
I have a quick question.
Of course, my love.
If we get one of those smart scale for body compositions, would it help, or what do you think?
It helps a lot. It helps a lot because
Oh, okay.
yeah, because the number on the scale it's very good data, very, very good data, but it doesn't tell the whole truth. It doesn't tell if the weight you're losing or gaining is good or bad. And that's exactly why I showed you girls this. 1 second. Because if I had just seen this on the scale, let me see if I can have a better one. It's just this, that's fine. If I had just seen this on the scale without those numbers, without the body fat, I would think, oh my gosh, I'm killing it. I'm 138 pounds. This is the lightest I've been in probably 4 years. I'm doing great. But this number here, 20.5.4% body fat, shows me, okay, you lost some weight on the scale, but you're losing muscle. That's not where you want to go. So what it does, it helps me see the trends and the numbers on there. Any body scale that you're going to have is not going to be 100% accurate. So you need to know how to understand. I'm actually developing this little, I don't think I shared with you girls. I will share via email a little AI prompt for my nutrition. So I'm like constantly developing with Claude how to interpret those numbers in a way that it's easier for us to understand, because those not being accurate, because how they measure is they send electronic pulses through your body and it checks the different density in tissues, because muscle has a different density than fat, than bone. So it can kind of measure what it is, but it's not accurate, right? Because it's very affected just by hydration itself. So it just helps you understand, like, and see the trends. Don't take it as an absolute truth, but it helps you see, like, now what I'm seeing is, as I lost those 10 pounds of muscle within the last year, I've been able to stop muscle loss now. So I'm actually changing my trajectory to where I want, but it's a very slow pace. As we talked about, I'm not on HRT right now because I'm thinking about, don't tell him. He's gone from the call, but we're thinking about having babies next year. Shh. So I'm off of HRT and all those things. So I'm just letting my body reset normal and clean. So my body's reactions being very slow, as it's normal. It is normal. We're so deceived by social media, thinking everything happens so fast, and I'm just as guilty of that, because no, it is fun, it's exciting. Like I do a 4-week, I'm doing now a 4-week transformation, and it looks great because I lost like more than 6 pounds in 3 weeks. Amazing. But from that weight, a lot of it was just water. So it just, that helps a lot. You understand what's actually happening. I would definitely recommend. I'm going to drop here. I have a link for the one I use. You're free to buy whichever you want. But the one that I have, which it comes with this app and this coaching thing, I really like it. It's called Hume Health. Give me 1 second. Let me get it right here. And they also come with this little band. No, it doesn't come. You have to buy. I feel like that is going to feel like it comes together. They have this band here because I didn't used to track my sleep at all. I don't like sleeping much. If I could, I wouldn't sleep at all. I'll just be like, yay, like a little popcorn happy. But sleep is so important. And I've noticed that I need the next phase of my health is learning how to recover better. So I started using this to really track my sleep, track all the trends, and there's so much more to it, like HRV, which is your heart recovery variability, how much your heart can speed and slow down, how fast can it go, because that just shows how healthy your heart is. This tracks a bunch of very interesting things, because like I said, yes, I started on fitness for pure vanity, but thank God it was the best thing that happened to my life, because taking care of how I look led me to take care of how I feel, led me to take care of my health. When you focus on your health, your looks are going to change because everything's going to flow better. So I'm doing now the reverse walk, taking care of my machinery, how I recover, how I think, my thought process, my joints, my everything. And like the aesthetic result, that's just a consequence. It's not my main driver. Of course, we all want to look, fabulous and all that. But I want to be healthy. I want to feel good. I never want to be sick. I never want to have to deal with pain, like everything. And I deal with it. No, it's inevitable, but it's controllable as much as God allows us to. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
You're welcome, my love. Any more questions, girls?
Amanda, I feel that I am not that advanced. For
Mm,
example, I need to make, I love that you said if you're gonna do this, see fitness as for life. I am not there.
hmm
I don't know what is the fear or the commitment, or I buy all the tools, I buy everything, but I think I need more mindset. Like, how many times can I have a one-on-one with you? Or, yeah, I think I need more mindset.
On the membership,
Yeah.
there's not a one-on-one necessarily. There is
Oh,
one setup call with the founding members that is next.
yeah.
That's going to happen. And then once a month, we're going to have an open call for the members that, it's not just me and you, but you can definitely get in there and ask me questions and I answer directly to you. Of course, I'm a girl's girl. If you send me an email and it's within my range to help you, yeah, we can talk about that. I do offer one-on-one calls for I have VIP clients that I train, I work with them directly. So everything is personalized. This is different. This is a membership that I'm going to talk
Okay.
generally to women over 40 with the things that I believe are the most important, and I'm going to guide you through it. It's more like a do at your own base. I do
Mhm, mhm.
coaching if you're interested in that, and even just like if you want just a one call, let's talk, let's figure something out. It doesn't need to be a full on commitment.
Mhm.
But also we can
Yeah. Okay.
the membership, I should maybe think about like offering calls for my members. So that's talkable. Like I said, we're building this together. Anything you need, thank you, Cindy. Anything you need that I think I can help, we can talk and we can figure something out. But if you think the most thing for you it's mindset, definitely the module for mindsets is gonna help you so much. And yeah, let's just maybe set up a call and figure out what I can do to help you. What is your biggest need right now to make sure, like,
Perfect.
'cause yeah, you're right. If you're not fully committed to start
Yeah.
training and doing it by yourself, if you don't feel safe, I don't want you to get hurt. But I don't know if you asked about this, but this thing here, this 197 is month to month. There's no minimal commitment. You can literally do a month, and if you think like maybe this
Uh-huh.
is for me, I'm out. Completely fine.
Yeah.
Should you feel
Okay.
confident in what you're doing?
Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, my love. Any more questions, ladies? Are we good to go? Thank you so much for being here. You fill up my day with joy. I love doing this so much, so much. It's like so intense. Like I get so excited all day. Like my day fully stops because I want to do this. I want to do the best. But it's such a huge pleasure. Thank you so much for trusting me, for being here, for donating me a little bit of your time. Wait for emails with the recordings. Anything you have, any questions, you can always email me at info. I mean, you have my emails in your inbox. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. So just email me and I'll read them through and we'll talk. And I'm really excited to see you in the inside there, okay? You have a
Thank
beautiful day. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you so much.
Jan, Natalie, Vanessa. Bye, girls. Ciao. Where do I go? Where do I go? Found it.